Hey, good morning, everybody. Scary here. It's Tuesday, June 16th. Is that possible? I could be wrong. I'm going to take a guess. I think it's the 16th. Anyway, God, it's going to be another beautiful day here in Cincinnati. Anyway, today's episode, we're going to call it My Pet Lion. That's a good enough way to put it. I mean, my pet lion. So I've been watching on TV for a better part of 30 years now, easily 30 years, if not longer. People that take wild animals, like generally cats, because I've watched them on Instagram here of late, and I can't decipher whether it's AI or if it's real. But I will tell you this: for the better part of 30 years or longer, I watched them on television shows where people will take cats out of their natural state, whether it be the jungle somewhere or a safari somewhere, full grown, mind you, not babies, or sometimes babies, but mostly full grown, and then they'll ship them back to where they are, whether in the United States or somewhere in Europe or wherever, or even keep them in Africa or whatever safari or wherever they found them, whatever jungle, wherever, and they'll put them in these little pens in their backyard. Oh, come out, everybody! Come outside the party. Yeah, all the people near the pool, come on out. I got a cat. I got a big kitty cat. I named him. His name is Oscar, and he's like 4 years old. I've had him 4 years now, so I'm gonna say he's 4. He's a fully grown cat. I think he's a mountain lion. I'm not really sure. He looks like a mountain lion. The cat's probably weighs about 150 pounds. Full grown. Come on out and see Oscar. I'm going to go in the cage. I'm going to go in the enclosure and feed him. You guys got to come out and watch. I remember seeing something like that. This was, God, I forget. I was in my 20s, and now I'm in my mid-60s. I was in my 20s when I watched this. I forget what show it was. It was on TV. And this lady, she lived in Los Angeles, somewhere in that area. She was in California. And she was having a party, and she invited all of her friends to go outside. And I Googled it. I can't find it anywhere. I can't find the video. I tried to find it this morning. I tried to find it last night. She went outside with her glass of wine in her hand. And all of her guests came out. It was kind of a grainy video. You know, those old style videos. Somebody had their 8mm camera filming it. And they all came outside of this house. And then in the backyard was this enclosure made of wood and stapled on chicken fencing. You know, where you have like an octagon hole in each link. Chicken fencing, I guess you call it. And inside the enclosures, here's this cat. And it wasn't a mountain lion. It was like a female it was a female tiger. She was an idiot. She goes, "That's my mountain lion. Come out and see the mountain lion. His name's Oscar. I've had him for a long time. I think he's 4. I think he's really cute. I'm going to go inside the enclosure and feed him." And this is before they had fuzzy out on the camera, where you could fuzz out something that's happening, gory. And I remember she put her drink down on a table, opened up the enclosure, went inside the enclosure, shut the enclosure behind her, and you could see her walking very gingerly with her hand out, doing this, making this noise to the cat. And the cat's just sitting there, up on this riser, because whoever built the inside of this enclosure did a pretty nice job. They built these risers out of wood. And then they had an enclosure, like these 2 or 3 enclosures that they can get out of the rain or whatever. It was pretty cool how they did the inside. And this cat's just sitting there. He had a head the size of a suitcase. It's a big-ass fucking cat. Just staring at her with these big green eyes and these slits in the middle of these, staring at her. But the quality of the quality of the picture was kind of grainy, but I could see what was going on. And whoever was holding the camera filming it turned it away the minute this happened. The cat got up from a sitting position and swiped its paw at the lady. And the guy filming it showed the paw coming down and hitting the lady's head, and her head went down, and then the camera went right. And then you hear people screaming. I looked for the video this morning. I couldn't find it. Actually, I looked for it last night too. I couldn't find it. This was easily back in the, I don't know, mid-'80s. Took her out, man. Fucked her up. And the video, the guy filming it, moved the camera away immediately, and all you saw was, it was like the camera's laying sideways on the grass somewhere, and people were screaming. And then it cut off. But people do this. See, zoos around the world, they will take a wild animal from its habitat, where it is in the wild. It's usually a cub, a baby, that gets separated from its mama. I know this because, my mother, when she was still alive, God rest her soul, she worked at the Cincinnati Zoo in the cat house as a volunteer. I remember going down there and she was showing me around. This was back in the early 80s. And I got talking to one of the cat people that were in charge of the facility. Beautiful place. And he was saying to me, he goes, we take on animals that come from the wild that get separated from their pack. Whether it be what they call that, the cat has a pride. The wild cats are a pride, not a pack. A pack is wolves. And they bring them into the zoos. And they raise them in the zoo. They raise the cat. And then that's how they become members of the zoo. They get them away from the wild because they get eaten alive in the wild without mama around or daddy around. And that's how they come to be. But then you get these people, these idiots, these liberal-minded thinking fucking individuals, and they take a cat in that similar situation and they raise it from a baby on up. But see, the people that are doing it for their fun and adventure in their own backyard, and it's usually people that have disposable incomes, people with a lot of fucking money. Oh, it's great. Hey, let me get this. Honey, I was watching a show last night. I want a Siberian tiger. You built the enclosure back there. We haven't had a cat back there yet. I want a Siberian tiger. They're so cute. So he risks life and limb, and he hires a bunch of professionals to go out into a Congo somewhere in Africa, in South Africa, and some safari, and they get this fucking full-grown or half-grown fucking Siberian tiger. They shoot a dart in it, knock it out, put it on a plane, ship it to this lady's house in Montana or wherever she might be. Or even if it happens to be in the suburbs out in Ohio somewhere, puts him in this enclosure. The fucker wakes up. He's looking around. He's, after his long nap from the dart, the full-grown Siberian tiger is looking around. What the fuck is this? And then, so this is fictitious. So the cat's out there somewhere, right? He's in his enclosure. And then the woman who wanted this Siberian tiger, the husband goes off to work or wherever he is, and she goes out and she's sitting outside the enclosure and she's talking to him. Oh, I'm going to call you Jonathan. You look like a Jonathan. You're so cute. And the whole time the cat's just staring at her. Licking his lips, staring at her. Just eyeballing her. Just fucking staring at her. Looking at lunch. The cat's looking at lunch. I can only imagine what goes on with these situations because I've seen it on Instagram. I watched it on Instagram. I mean, I imagine it's on TikTok too, but I don't know if it's AI generated. I imagine it probably is AI generated in 2026. And they show these people that go in these cages and they get their faces ripped off, or their arms fucking dismembered, or their legs, or they get mauled. And it's got to be AI generated. But it's prompted by people that actually do it. What the shit I saw in the 80s. The lady going in with their party inside the house, and she goes in this enclosure, and someone's filming it, and the cat goes wham on her head. Probably knocked her head clean off her shoulders. I'm the type of individual. If there's people in here that have been following me and they listen to my shows, they know I'm sick and twisted. And I'm the type of individual that would pay money to watch someone get their head ripped off by a wild animal for their own stupid doings. It's like the woman last summer that got bitten in half by the fucking killer whale. I would have loved to seen that. But they fuzzied out the screen. You know, I've talked about this in a show called Into the Wild. You know, people want to surround themselves with these giant cats. And you see them, if they're putting them on Instagram, obviously some are not AI generated because you could tell that you can tell. They got them in these enclosures, these pens in their backyards. And I don't think they're in suburbs. They're somewhere they're in rural areas. But they aren't stupid enough to go into the enclosure like this woman did in Los Angeles or wherever it was in the 80s and got her head knocked off her fucking shoulders. They feed them food. They slip it into a little cage area in the bottom, a little opening, and they slide in some raw meat and shit, and the cat goes down and grabs it and eats it. But I saw something this morning which prompted me to do this video. And I couldn't tell if it was AI generated or not. It looked pretty believable. And they showed different screens and these were women and men petting and rubbing and massaging the cats. And they're in these enclosures, these pens in their backyards. And this one that this lady was rubbing underneath the cheekbone of this cheetah. And the cheetah's going, oh, 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 oh. And I'm just waiting. I'm watching this on Instagram. I'm waiting. Wake up. Come to life. Rip her fucking face off. I want to see it. There's no fucking way that a wild animal is going to sit there and purr while she rubs it under his chin. Too bad I don't run shit, you know? I would let people like that. Oh, can I sign up somewhere? I want to rub his head. Yeah, I want to rub little Jonathan's head. And I want to play with him and throw a ball and he can bat the ball and bring it back to mama. Oh yeah, I want to do that. Can I go in that enclosure? I want to go. They're just giant kitty cats. I'm sure they're great. He doesn't mean any harm. He doesn't know his own strength. Look at that face. I would pay money. I would pay money to see someone go into a cage that had that fucking mentality. Thinking, oh, he's so cute. I named him Jonathan. I'm going to go in there and pet his little head. And watch her get mauled. God. I would love to see that. I would pay money to see that. And there's people out there like me. Because I'm a conservative guy, man. I'm a realist. I know right from wrong. There's no fucking way I would get in the cage or go anywhere near a wild animal. I don't give a fuck how long he's been in captivity. I'm not going in that cage. You don't like when my mom worked as a volunteer at the cat house. At the Cincinnati Zoo, which is a very nice zoo, by the way. If you ever come to Cincinnati, go see it. It's nice. These professional cat people, they weren't going inside these enclosures. No, they had these cages. They had these wrought iron cages that would come up and they'd slide food in and shut them. They didn't go inside the enclosures. But you get these people. You get these people out there, they do it. If it's AI generated, I'm all for it. Then show them getting mauled. I want to see them getting mauled. Oh, we're not going to do that. That would be inhumane. No, I want to see it. But little Jonathan wants to get his head rubbed. I'm going to rub his little head. I'm going to rub Jonathan's little head. I would love to see that shit. And why do people put that? I mean, people that have cats and lions and all that shit in their backyard, I would just love to see one get out while they're having a cookout. And the cat systematically takes apart every fucking guest in that backyard with a swipe of his paw or her paw. Takes them all out. Whole table of 12. With a claw. Just for fun. The cat wouldn't even need to be hungry. Just take them out. One by one. I'll be great. Gary, you're so fucking sick. Yes, I fucking love that shit, man. I love it. Fuck with the wild. That's what you get. That's all I got, people. Just a quick one today. I had a few other things I wanted to talk about, but I'll spread them out throughout the week. I got one tomorrow and probably one Friday. I'm going to take off Thursday. No, I'm going to take off Friday. I'll have one tomorrow and Thursday. Stuff that I've seen, heard, and want to discuss. I hope you all have a great day wherever you are. Thanks for stopping by once again, looking at my stupid stuff. Appreciate it. Really, I do. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out.